Forgive me, y'all. Forgot to put the plug in and all the things. So if I'm gonna put the mic, I gotta invest in some different mics, guys. I don't know if like every time I move my shirt, you hear me or not. So wait and see if anybody gets on. I know I probably need to do um some more education on, you know, going live. I had invested in, I think it's called Restream. So I think that's what people be doing. Like when they go live through like Restream or StreamYard and things of that nature. So I just gotta make some time to figure out how to do that and connect it and all that stuff. So it's on my to-do list. Of course, I'm in the house. Like if I look like this, I'm in the house. Drinking my juice for today. This is sweet potato, gala apples, carrots, ginger, and Ceylon cinnamon. If I'm coming through loud and clear, can I get a 1 in the chat? Oh, they bumped out. I'm assume I'm going loud and clear because my mic is green. Oh boy. So just wanted to jump on here and talk about when it's time to surrender and pivot. If y'all hear my dog in the background, he finally decided to take his mid morning nap, both of them. And so the big one is definitely snoring. So if you can hear me, could you give me a 1 in the chat just to make sure I'm coming through loud and clear? But I want to come on here and talk about when it's time to surrender and pivot. So many of you all know I own a wellness clinic. Make sure this is connected. A wellness clinic, and our primary service is medical weight loss. And so our top two programs do involve GLP-1s. And the way that I've been able to make them affordable for people is through compound pharmacy. Well, things have been going on in the courts with Big Pharma. Hi, X-Ray, Angela, hi. Can you all hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up or a 1. I would appreciate it. Hello, Hannah. Can y'all hear me? Okay, thank you, Angela. So the way that I make those available and affordable to my patients is through compound pharmacy. Well, Big Pharma has decided they don't want it to be affordable. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not, I'm not necessarily very well versed in the trans community, but I guess my only advice will continue to love them, continue to love your child, especially if they're just a toddler. Sometimes toddlers just mimic what they see. I mean, when I was a toddler, I used to pretend shave because I was mimicking my dad and my granddaddies. So I don't know. I probably did at some point say I'm a man, but I was just mimicking behavior. So, so that's what I was saying. So Angela, I own a wellness clinic, and my primary service that I offer. Oh, okay. I think you're being funny, but anyway, is medical weight loss, which is the GLP-1s, and so I prescribe to compounding pharmacies. Excuse me, but Big pharma, government, aren't they hilarious, Hannah? I'm like, what? At first I was like, okay, because I've seen stories where toddlers may have said this and whatever. But then when they came back, like my newborn is too, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is some jokester or a bot or something. But anyway, so long story short, big pharma and government are like making it very difficult for compounding pharmacies. And we're not talking about the ones that's just popping up, fly by night, the ones not following all the rules and things of that nature. Compound pharmacies have been around for years. And people who work in like women's health, especially menopausal, perimenopausal care and things of that nature, like gynecologists, they send prescriptions to compounded pharmacies for their patients all the time because they're making, estrogen creams and, different hormonal compounds to help their patients. So this has been going back and forth for a while, but now it's like it's really getting real since the beginning of the year. And I have been just in a tizzy because even though those same big pharma companies now have it where they will compound it and send direct to your patient, but it's not affordable. And so it's not that I don't have access to the medication. It's just not affordable. My typical patient, some of my patients will lose access to it. And so it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And so even like today, before I worked out, I was like, let me check on my patients' refills because, compounding pharmacies can still do it now. But right now, pending a court decision, I think it's only up until June. But because people are panicking, they're ordering so that they can kind of stockpile it a little bit. I open up the portal to check their refill status, and the compounding pharmacy that I use now it's on back order. So it's just like, oh God, like it's like every day, every week is something. And even though they say they anticipate everything being back ready March 21st, if I have 8 patients waiting, just imagine how many more, So it was just frustrating. And so I just got on the treadmill, took my shower. In the midst of doing those 2 things, I realized at some point you just have to surrender to things you have no control over. I have no control over none of this. I'm just a Black woman, with a small wellness practice here, in Illinois. So what can I do? I can keep my emotions all tied up and stressed out and heart racing because of anxiety and, all these things, or I can just surrender and realize it's nothing I can do. Yes, I hate that, if this judge doesn't side in our favor, so that, people can keep, because it's not a vanity thing. Yeah, I might have a handful of patients. It's a little bit more vanity, for them. But for the good majority of my patients, it's because they're trying to improve their health. And people don't realize that until later into that struggle of obesity, that had they done something sooner, they wouldn't have high blood pressure. They wouldn't have the high cholesterol. They wouldn't have the increased risk for certain types of cancer. They wouldn't be developing, heart disease, just, all these things. So sometimes people think, that the GLP-1s, that it's a cheat or, this, that. It's like, no, it's really life-saving. I'm going to tell my story one day, but that's how I was able to lose weight and kind of reset my metabolism. So I'm not on them now, but that's what allowed me, because everything else didn't work. And it's because my insulin resistant levels were just off the chain, but your conventional medical providers, they're not going to go down that rabbit hole for you. I have a lot of patients who have PCOS and nothing has helped them. until the GLP-1s, plus what I do for them in regards to nutrition and lifestyle and exercise counseling, because I, I, walk this journey, that's what sets me apart from a lot of other places, because I know, I experienced it and I'm on the other side of it. Hannah, so um, I initially was doing Saxenda. I was able to get that covered with insurance. This was before I opened up my clinic. But then I was able to transition over to semaglutide, which is once a week versus doing a shot every day. And you don't have to be on them for the rest of your life. Everybody is different. You have some people where obesity is a struggle for, it's been a struggle for them since they was a kid. So that means they probably have a lot of food noise, and things of that nature. So for people like that, they probably would need to be on it, even if it's what we call micro dosing, even if it's not a dose to help with weight loss. Like, let's say they kind of reach their weight loss goals and now they just want to maintain, not have the food noise and things like that. They can be on a lower dose for maintenance. And then there are supplements that you can transition to that will help. They might not be as, powerful as, as the actual medications, but it's things that you can do. So I haven't been on it since, Lord have mercy, I can't even remember. This is 2025. When did I open? So I technically opened in 2022. So I had started on the Saxenda in fall of 2021. And I think I might have stayed on about 15 months altogether, the two, and then transitioned off, but I needed my metabolism to be reset, so I do take supplements that help with insulin resistance, inflammation, and things of that nature. So you don't have to be, but for some people it may be necessary, depending on what other factors they got going on. Let me see what else you said. That's what is stopping me from taking anything. Yeah, sometimes we think when it comes to a medical provider, we think we just got to go to that one person. Like, find a provider where it's a connection, where you feel comfortable, like they're going to give you more than just the medication. You do want that. You want somebody who's going to be very knowledgeable. So consider it like a interview. You interviewing for who's going to help me on this weight loss journey, And so it just depends. I don't know if you're asking me or you're telling me. You said I can get meds covered with my insurance. Some insurances will. It all depends on what else you got going on. So like in my case, my endocrinologist wanted to, she put the initial prescription in for Wegovy, which is the brand name for semaglutide, but my insurance wouldn't cover it. So they came back and said, we'll do the Saxenda. But then I transitioned to compounded semaglutide because I got tired of doing the shot every day. I'm just going to keep it real. So it all depends. Usually with insurance, if they're going to cover it, they do want to see that you've done something else. So you might have to try some other oral medication or something like that before they'll approve you. Let's see. Hi, Faza. Is that how you say it? Faza. I hope I said it almost right. What supplements? So one supplement that I really, really have seen a difference is magnesium glycinate, positive pathways. Magnesium glycinate is a really good supplement to add. I suggest starting with no more than 100 milligrams at night. Now, for me and my patients and family and friends that I recommended that to, 100 milligrams at night, about 30 minutes before bed is pretty good because it's very relaxing as well. So just do some research on magnesium glycinate. It's not because it's a bunch of different magnesiums out there, but it's the glycinate that you want to use. And also berberine, you all may have seen on social media where berberine, they'll say, is nature's Ozempic. Is more like nature's metformin. It definitely can help with insulin resistance, which especially for women, excuse me, y'all, especially for women, especially over a certain age, is insulin resistance that's making it a struggle to lose weight. So do your research on berberine and magnesium glycinate. And for some people, depending on what your lifestyle is. So mind you, like when with me, I was, eating in a balanced way. I was doing the exercise and things of that nature, but I was so inflamed, like literally just I don't even know how to describe it. I was hard. Let me just say that. Like you could, grab my arm and it was just stiff, And even though blood work, A1C, CMP, all the blood work was fine. My OB-GYN, she really didn't want to investigate hormonally, like I was kind of requesting. And thankfully, I was able to get with my endocrinologist because I do have hypothyroidism. And so, I thought that, okay, even though my thyroid levels are decent, is that symptom of hypothyroidism finally catching up with me? But it wasn't that. It was the insulin resistance. So now, I'm good, but I eat in a balanced way. I try to stay away from soy as much as possible because soy is in almost everything, especially if you use quick, convenient foods and, processed foods and things like that. And so soy will keep you inflamed, and do a number on your metabolism. Okay, Hannah, let's see. That's good to know. I'm active and eat good. Could be better, but I would like to lose at least 20 pounds. I'm about 210 now. Okay. Yeah. It's definitely something to help so it's called metabolic set point, right? So what that means is when we was all kids, I'm 50. When I was a kid, and of course, food was not as chemically processed as it is now. But when you were a kid, a teenager, you could eat kind of like crap, but you were very active and things like that, right? So you probably was like about the same weight for a long time. In your 20s, yeah, if you needed to lose 10 pounds, you just ate salads for lunch, and went to the gym. And then next thing you know, oh, okay, Hannah, did you turn 50 this year or you'll be 51 this year? In your 20s, you could, like I say, take salads for lunch, work out a couple of times, you lose that 10 pounds in a month. As you get older, as the food get worse, the environment, things that we put on our skin, just all the things, it's causing more of us, especially women, to become insulin resistant. Okay, so you 74 then, 1974. I'm 1975. All right, cool. And so that's the struggle piece. Don't get me wrong, men deal with insulin resistance as well, but just as women and women of a particular age. So metabolic set point, what that means is if you are 200 pounds, the odds are you didn't get there overnight, right? So to speak. Like something happened. Like let's say if you have been in the 160s for years, then all of a sudden either you got older or something in your life changed or your job or just whatever the case may be, you crept up to that. And so what it is, it's like the body saying, I thought our normal was 160, but somehow or another we've gotten to 200. So this must be our new normal. And so when you're trying to lose weight just with diet and exercise, sometimes it's not enough because the body is like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Our normal is 200 because now it's kind of gotten used to that. So you have to find something that is going to trigger the brain, so to speak, and fool the body to say, this is not our new normal. This is the direction we're going. So like with my patients, what I tell them is for people who are ready to transition off, that one, we transition off slowly so that they can gauge how much is the medication and how much is what you're doing, right? What are you doing? Your lifestyle changes, your nutrition, your exercise, your hydration, your sleep, patterns, your managing stress. And so it's a way for them to kind of see. And I'm successful in it. I have other patients who've been successful in transitioning off. But I also tell them, you reach your goal weight today, don't start trying to transition tomorrow. Like, give yourself at least 90 days so that the body understands this wasn't a one-time thing. This is our new normal. So like for me, I tell people all the time, give yourself a 5-pound window. So for me, as long as I stay between 170, 175, I'm good. The lowest I've gotten down, even after transitioning off the GLP-1s, I want to say was 168. And I don't even weigh myself on a regular basis. I just don't, because it'll drive you crazy. If you're a woman, that weight could be different every 5 seconds, but I do gauge how my clothes feel and things like that. And when I'm doing I was doing a challenge, so I would weigh myself once a month, for that. But long as I'm between that, of course, I like to be closer to the 170. But yeah, I don't get so caught up in the number versus how I feel and how I look. Let's see. TW said omega-3 algae base helps with those suffering from dry eyes. Okay. Followed you because of your JW story. I was born in. Oh, thanks, Hannah. Yeah. A lot of people, that's how they found me, and I'm grateful that people, decided to, stay checked in because of that. And also because they, learn some other things, from the other content. But just as a side note, based on you saying that, I realized my last 3 like long form content videos, they were JW based, and more so from a woman's perspective, right? What JW women, kind of should be aware of, or, blah, blah, blah. In that, by the time I got to that 3rd video, I had a revelation, because I think when I first came onto YouTube, I was like, there's not gonna be a JW channel, and every video ain't gonna be about JW, and I was just so pressed to do that. But by the time I made that 3rd video, it hit me. I said, this does need to be part of the brand, because when I read people's comments, I've connected with people offline as well, men and women. It's needed. So thank you for coming because of the JW story, but thank you for staying because of everything else. But I will continue to just shed light on what I want women to know, whether it's JW women questioning, PMO JWs, or those who are out, because it's a lot of women out here and men. But I'm a woman, so my focus is the women. It's a lot of women out here who have left, but they still struggling. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be a source of encouragement that you can do it. Even though, yes, I understand I have an advantage. I wasn't born in, and I couldn't even imagine. To me, it's like you almost are stronger. People who were born in where this is all you knew, you didn't hang out with your cousins who wasn't, witnesses and things like that. Like this was it. This was your world, your four walls, so to speak. And for people to leave, that takes great courage. But like I say, in conversations, I realize that it's hard. It's not easy. So it's like, shout out to all the ones who were born in, who still, oh, excuse me, y'all, who, that's that ginger and that juice, who still find a way. And so I do want to cultivate a space. That's why I got to get those memberships up. If y'all watch any of my other videos, I'm so proud of myself. I've come so far. Look at me, I'm going live now. It's like I've come so far with the technology. But I'm gonna get those memberships up because I want us to have some real conversations that I don't think need to be shared publicly. It should just be amongst us, Okay, Hannah. TW said, I was JW 35 years ago and walked away. I was not kicked out. That's right. You disassociated. So when you say disassociated, Hannah, and correct me if I'm wrong, when people say disassociate, I assume like you gave a letter. Can you let me know if that's what you mean? Because I guess I technically disassociated too, because I just stopped going and engaging, But I was like, I'm not giving them no letter. Oh, Positive Pathways, you close to me. I grew up out south around Chicago State. But of course, been in all, ripping and running all the suburbs, got family out there. I've been out. Sorry. Y'all, I ain't got my glasses on. I've been out for 35 years. The experience helps me to spot BS from a mile away. Tell the truth, TW. I was not born in and went to university, also graduate school. Oh, okay. TW, are you from overseas? Because I noticed overseas they say went to university, to uni or university. I didn't give a letter either. Okay, Country Club Hills. Let me find out you somebody I know. Did you used to go to the Country Club Hill congregation? Let me find out we know each other. Oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all are making my day. Yes, I wrote a letter. It was 3 sentences, left out loud. Announce me as soon as possible. I needed to do it that way. I know that's right. Oh, okay. You didn't go to Country Club Hills. But depending on when you was there and when I was there, I don't know. We probably seen each other at a assembly or something. Or a district, I guess. Whatever. I don't even know what the terms is, honey. I guess that's what they still call them. But anyway, guys, so that was my whole little rant about I worked in research with many engineers from UK. I'm from the USA. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just I was just curious because you said university, whereas I think majority of people in here will say I went to college in America. So I was just curious. Yeah, so I just realized I had to surrender, y'all. Because sometimes we try to hold on. I've been sitting up here. I did partner with another compounding pharmacy. I really like them. They are more expensive, but they also do some other, offer some other things that I think will be helpful to my patients. Even if we end up losing the affordable access to the compounded GLP-1s, So, but I have to just surrender to that. Like, it's nothing I can do. It's nothing I did. I've always done things, on the up and always keep my people informed. Just like, as soon as I saw that out of stock and, this and that, I let those 8 people know right away. Oh, okay. I like Toronto. Are you in Toronto? I know it's a lot of Caribbean people there. My husband is a Jamaican American. So I would tell him we need to go up to Toronto. I was like, he would like it. And I got a couple of buddies that's from Trinidad. So I just realized I gotta surrender, stuff that's out of your control. You just gotta surrender to it. Okay, cool. I really liked Canada. So we going off on a little bit of a tangent, but hey, I love it. I love it. This is good. It must have been meant for me to get on live and engage with y'all. I think I've only been one time. I might have been to Canada twice, but I think one time stands out. Hold on, let me read this. I had an elder tell me in private that if he had a chance to be young again, he would attend college. He sent his son to an Ivy League school. I bet he did. I bet he did. My first time going to Canada was a Bethel trip. Bus trip. And I said, I'm going to do a video on it. But let's just say, baby, when we got up to like Niagara Falls and stuff like that, I disappeared. Because I just wanted to be a regular person. I didn't want to be out there trying to figure out how I can give people tracks and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to do a video on that Bethel trip. I was just the whole time, all I kept thinking was like, how more enjoyable this would have been if I had went with my family, or if I had went with non-witness friends, and things of that nature. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. It was just like, so that's what I meant by surrender, things out of our control. And then it's like, who knows what might happen. So at least I don't completely lose access in regards to it being a business to a more, I hate to say affordable, because what the big pharma is offering is really not affordable based on what my price. And it'll be a hit to my revenue, because the way that I do it, I package everything together. So it covers their office visit, their follow-ups, access to me when they, have questions in the middle, I don't want to say the middle of the night, but, up until a certain time, as well as the medication, syringes, alcohol pads, and all that stuff. So I just, charge a package fee. They get what they need, so it is going to be a hit to my revenue, because then I'll just be charging for, my office fee. But, it's part of doing business. So it just means I have to get my other services up and running. Plan to launch our DNA services in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And drug testing, hopefully by the end of April. I am in the process of becoming a drug testing instructor, so that I can, make money teaching other offices how to do drug testing, specifically for DOT, which here in America is Department of Transportation. So people who, basically drive for a living, right? CDL, things of that nature, your bus system, bus drivers and stuff like that. So my hope is with that I can, secure a contract with, a big corporation or like governmental service or something, So I just got to keep pushing. So that's why I named this live Surrender and Pivot. I just got to pivot. And keep it moving, because I don't want to go get no job. I shouldn't say that. I don't want to go work for nobody else, because what I have is a job. As soon as I get off this live, I have a million things to do. It's nonstop. People think because I only see new patients in office or like procedures on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Them other days I'm working. Even with me having the clinic, I still do sister locks. Now I'm not taking new people. And I am always trying to cut my clientele list down. But you know, you just got to do what you got to do. And in this day and age, you better have more than one way to make money. You know, so that's all I wanted to say, y'all. Y'all have made my afternoon. Um, TW, Hannah, Positive Pathways. Uh, who else was on here? Faza, if that's how you say it. Who else was on here? Oh, and Trans Kids Mafia. That we know that got to be a bot. Angela and X-Ray. I don't think I missed nobody, but to the ones who are real, y'all. Email. So Positive Pathways, the easiest way. I set up a Instagram. Oh Lord. Oh, it's same OT underscore the number 2. Am I able to? Lord, y'all, I don't want to touch something and make it. Can I respond? What this talking about chat filter? I don't need no chat filter. Is it a way for me to respond in the chat? Let me see. No, that's talking about some highlight something. Oh crap. I didn't want to highlight nothing. Hey, Takavion, how you doing? Now you know I still ain't checked to see if I'm doing something to let y'all know or not. So if you didn't get a notification, I have not checked yet. Okay, thank you, Hannah. And y'all, the easiest way is to inbox me on there. You can send me your email or what have you. If you want to, if you want to chat offline, like I say, I have talked to people offline who just want to kind of share this, share their story. Y'all know that I'm going to be bringing out a series called Despite for people who want to share their story, because you never know who it might help. And it won't just be, XJW stories, but, I have one lady who wants to share her experience from when she was a teenager that I think is very important, because it's a lot of teenagers, especially girls, out here in that kind of situation. So, I'm just trying to, like I said, I had that epiphany last week that, this channel will be geared towards empowerment, self-development, self-improvement, being seen, and some laughter and things of that nature. But we need it. We need it. If it's hard being a woman, and it's definitely hard being a woman of color, because I had to talk about that. Talk about that on another day. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Like, I'm the only Black wellness clinic in my town. Yeah, my mama in the chat, she talking about we need it. That's right, we need it. So, it's hard. A lot of times for us, at least for me, especially becoming a nurse, and a nurse practitioner. Shonda Rhimes, in her book, A Year of Yes, I think that's the title. She was basically saying that for a lot of us, it will be a FOD. So it's either the first, only, or different. I think that's what it stands for. And so for me, especially being out here, I'm either the first or only, and I'm definitely different. Even in my local business commerce, I think this last meeting I went to, it was another like Black female provider opening up, I think, a med spa, So if nothing else, I said at least I can come to same OT and vibe out with the ladies, you know. And it's a lot of good guys too. If y'all ever go through the comments, that comment, you know, on the content, I would say my buddy Isaac. Oh God, when people use their name and don't use their channel title, I always forget the channel. But I think Isaac's YouTube channel is called Free Your Mind, I think. But he's super sweet. If you haven't checked out his content, definitely check it out. Hopefully he'll post something today. I listen to people I support a lot of people. Like when I'm cleaning up or if I'm doing something, I just put my earphone thing in like it's a podcast, you know. So, but again, the IG is, and I really created the IG more so that y'all have a way to get in touch with me. It's same OT _ the number 2. Tune up your mind. Thank you. Because anytime, if y'all ever go look through any Isaac's videos, you will see is him and I a lot of, you know, back and forth. He's such a great person. Tune up your mind. But because when he come on, he always just say, hi, it's Isaac. So I'm just used to calling him by his first name. Yeah, but check him out, y'all. So, all right, I end up being on here a lot longer. He has a lot of good videos. He was one of the first ones I watched. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. He was when I did my first like part 1 of my JW story. Like he was the first one, and I remember him saying that he was about to, start doing videos regarding that. Because if you go back on his channel, prior to probably a few months ago, it was just more, self-improvement, how to speak positive, in your mind and things of that nature. And so now he own it, and I love it. Yeah, he does. He gives great content. Yeah. So, all right, y'all. What time is it? It's 12 o'clock. I'm about to do this bookkeeping before I be looking crazy. Oh yeah. He posted that a few days ago, right? And I think it was like 24 questions. Yeah. You wouldn't even probably be able to get past question 1 or 2. On the questions he suggested. And that's like yesterday I had went live and I was just talking about the need to support people in the XJW space or whatever it is. Like I was saying that my friend is doing a juice challenge. I juice every day. So I'm posting in there not with the intent to win, but to help her in getting engagement. Yeah, those questions were good. And so I was saying in the last week or so, I had seen 2 new guys. Oh Lord, and I can't remember their name. Like I think they're using the actual name. I want to say one is Tim, but both of them are black guys. One I think might be from the Caribbean or Africa. He seems like he's a younger guy, maybe late 20s, early 30s. And then I want to say the other guy name is Tim Bald. He's a barber. He got a beard. And I saw that they videos have been up like about 7 days and things like that. But like, the sub count weren't there and things like that. So I was just saying, we got to support, even if nothing else, subscribe. Even if their way of content, or if you feel like it ain't your thing, if you from that community, help them out that way. If you ain't got time to watch all the video, make sure you like it before you leave, just so that it get pushed out, because it was the videos for me. I don't know about anybody else. it was the videos that completely woke me up, completely took the veil off. And even the one-offs, oh Lord, it's this one lady, I gotta go back because she ended up finding me. And I always remembered her story because she was just like me, somebody who came in older, trying to do things right, but getting talked about in the congregation behind her back and all this stuff. So she had no intentions on having like a channel. She just wanted to like kind of clear her spirit and tell her truth her way, But I'm so grateful that she did, because I found it, and that's why I'm like, I know I ain't everybody's cup of tea. I already know that. No pun intended. I know I ain't. Half the people in my family and my real friends, because I got fake friends, they can't stand me either, because I'm always going to push them, encourage them to, be the best version of themselves, And I know that, my approach ain't always, I know I may not come across as, the most polished and aesthetically pleasing and, things of that nature, but I'm just regular. And that's why either people love it or they could do without it, And that's just what it is. Let's see what y'all saying. Oh, JT and Lady C, that's like, they the goats. They the goats. And even though I know a lot of people is, he didn't slow down. I don't know what he got going on. I'm going to tell you, in the beginning, it was critical thinkers. Lloyd Evans, I think at the time he was going under John Cedar. And then I think his name is Fifth. He had videos. Now this is when I first started like accepting, like, dang, I just was in a cult. Golly, I can't believe this. Who else was it? Then it was this young couple. They had maybe 5 almost documentary style. Hopefully the phone is listening and it'll come down my suggested videos. But I had watched everything they had, and then it was the one-offs. It was the one-off. People who just came on, they didn't turn their channel into anything bigger, but they just told their story. And I was in MP school, so I would have to log in all the patients I saw and stuff like that for the clinical hours. And I just would put them on and listen, put them on and listen, put them on and listen. And so that's why, this particular platform is very powerful. You got people waking up every day. So when I see these people telling their stories, like I say, sometimes people just come, they tell that story, and you don't see nothing else content wise, Oh, thanks, Hannah. But thank God that they come and tell that one video. You never know what it could do. So I'm always appreciative for anybody that rock with me, whether they here because of the JW experience or being a woman of a particular age, wanting to be your best physically, mentally, all the things, entrepreneurship, and just, anything going on, in life. I'm grateful for it, because this gonna sound crazy. I feel more connected to my YouTube community than I do the jokers on my Facebook page. That's the truth. That is the truth. All right, T. Why did I walk away from JWs? I found out that some of my closest JW friends were talking negative about me behind my back. I walked. Baby, that's what I'm saying. We got to get this membership going. I'm going to do my part, y'all. I have to get my bookkeeping done. If I had $1 probably for every time I say I got to get my bookkeeping done, I'll probably have me a good $25,000 right now. Golly. but I'm gonna do it. These two jokers over here knocked out sleep. So hopefully, once I get off of here with y'all, but I'm having a good time, I'll be able to knock it out. Thankfully, I have a program. A woman named Lord Nicole. What is Nicole last name? It started with a B, but she created a program called 5 Minute Bookkeeper. And it don't take me, if I was to do it like I'm supposed to, it probably wouldn't take more than maybe 30 minutes to get a whole month's done. But I ain't gonna tell y'all how many months I need to do so I can turn all my tax stuff over to my CPA. But it's such a great program that I probably can get everything done if I would just go ahead and do it. But I am gonna do it because I have more anxiety if she texts me and say, "Where your stuff at?" TW, y'all, in the part 3, of my JW story, I ain't even, I just scratched the surface with the stuff that got revealed that people were saying about me. Is unbelievable. As an engineer, I have assignments all over the world solving problems. My friends were complaining about my field service time. Who is paying my bills? Baby, don't get me started. Oh, that used to be me all the time. And then what would kill me is that they would, every meeting, and let's pray for, the elderly and the single sisters and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, y'all full of crap, because ain't nobody ever said, "Hey sis, can I come help you get the grass cut? Hey sis, can I help you do this? Hey sis, you okay over there? We know you a single sister." Police. But then we'll complain, like you say, about your time or this and that. I had, at the time that I had just started studying, I had, just got my offer accepted for my house. End up closing in the midst of, the beginning stages of that study and things of that nature. And I remember the sister I think I told it in the story. If y'all seen the story, how she told me I wouldn't have Jehovah's Holy Spirit, because I was like, I'm not somebody who can function in disarray. I can't just be living out of boxes and this and that. I need to get my house in order. People are trip. And I always kept a side hustle. I sold jewelry. If you ever heard of Leah Sophia, I had done that for years, and that was good money. Oh, excuse me. I had this ginger is not playing today. Yeah. I was gonna say something. Let me just. Yeah, you can't tell people. You can't. Yeah, and they was jealous. Let me go back. TW, they was jealous. Because let me tell you this. Anytime they needed some extra donations or they wanted to do a remodel and this and that, you know who they be looking at? They be looking at me. You know how many times people will be like, "Well, she got it, she got it." At the time, I worked in Chicago Public Schools when I was going to the hall. And the mayor at that time, Rahm Emanuel, decided he was going to fix all Chicago public school workers and post people's salaries, because he said it was public record or whatever. And let's just say people went and saw how much money I made, and it was like 50-50. On one hand, it made you automatically not spiritual, because you're college educated person who's been on a job. I think when Rahm did that, I might have been a teacher for 10 years. So the way the tier and the steps go in Chicago Public Schools, you're going to just make more money, and then it caps out at a certain year or whatever. But on the flip side, they would try to take advantage of you. I remember them one time they wanted to paint and do some other things. So it was like they were taking donations or whatever. But they made a point to kind of put it out there that they really wanted, like, they was like, it could be a loan. Okay, so who gonna ask for a promissory note from Jehovah's people, right? So it was just like, in hindsight, I realized that it was all just a play, as the scammers say on YouTube. It was just a play, right? So I ended up giving them $500, and the paint job was hideous. Now the sister who did it, she was doing like that like sponge effect. It just did not. It didn't work. It looked hideous. Um, but yeah, so my educated, well compensated, especially to be single with no kids, self, I was valuable then. It's a trip. It's a trip. Oh yeah, you wanna come and we gonna have to collab. We have to collab positive pathways. There you go, TW. I know that's right. Hey, Anina. Oh my God, Hannah, I hate that happened. Yeah, they just don't understand. Like, of course you didn't see him out door to door. He had to go see them patients. And I could be wrong. I think, well, my theory with that, because we had a older brother. He came in later in life, but his wife had always been one, and the kids had been raised that way. But then I think the son died in a car accident, and that brought him in, because it's like, well, you want to see Junior again, you gotta come to Jehovah, right? Now this man was a millionaire, because he I think he might have did something in medical supply, medical equipment, or something like that. And I mean, attractive, tall, and tailored suits. So the people was on him. His wife ended up passing, honey, and them people pounced on her. I mean, pounced on him. But even though he was a pretty good brother as far as going out in service, I think for men who have money, long as they, making them contributions in the contribution box, they'll leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, well, he's providing. He's a man, and long as that contribution box is good, they ain't gonna give him a hard time, right? But if you're a woman, they don't care. It's like they want the money, they want the time, they want the control. Like what I was saying last week in them videos. Yeah. Oh my God. So tell me a little bit more about that, as far as feeling the whole shorts piece. Like, was they short shorts or? Oh, your dad. Jeez Louise. Oh yeah, they definitely controlling and full of double standards. Absolutely. Y'all, I've been fighting with a video, but it came back up when I did the video about that comment about submissiveness and stuff. But to what Anita just kind of put out there about the control and the double standard, it is dealing with DV, not me, but a sister, that I was going to the hall with. But I was like, it need to be. I'll definitely put a trigger warning and things like that. But it need to be known. Like I feel like it's crazy because it's like you could go into something thinking, okay, I'm just gonna do this, but then as you keep doing it, and if your intentions are pure, you'll realize. Like I feel like I have to stand up as a voice, you know, um, for women in the JW space, because it's not about trying to be a man. It's not about trying to be, oh, I'm just independent, I don't need no man. It ain't even that kind of energy. It's to make women aware that before you go up in there, this is what's gonna happen. Or if you're a woman in it and it don't feel natural to you, that hey, you can come on out and get your life together, and live differently. Speaking of that, man, the young brother that I said, who video I saw, he said, when he left for good, because he tried, and that's the thing, he tried many a times to create that separation, but he said he was determined not to become that poster child, that they always tell you, like, if you lead the truth, you're gonna be on drugs, you're gonna be out here street walking, you're gonna be poor, just all the things. And that's why my husband used to didn't understand why, if I thought I would be seeing anybody from where I used to go, I used to, like, I got to make sure that I, look great. And he thought it was more so, because of some guys. I'm like, I said, no, because I don't even want to look like I'm tired, because they'll run back and be like, she's tired, the world is beating her up. It's like, no, I'm tired because I'm out here grinding, crazy. How you know they used to do that, Anita? Girl, I know exactly. If you're Caribbean, you're supposed to wear shorts. Wow. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna help you. They're gonna talk a good game, but they're not gonna help you. Just like if y'all, I hate to keep going back to the video, because I don't know if y'all seen the video, so that's the only reason. Like in one of the videos when I mentioned, what did I call her, Sister Righteous? When I finally had her come over and she kind of saw, like, oh, okay, now I kind of have an idea of, that, yeah, you end up having to paint and put carpet down and things of this nature, and I was only 29 years old. So, down payments and things like that, it wasn't like I had all this money in the world. So a lot of stuff I had to do, my friends and family was coming over to help, but I was going to get new windows. So I didn't worry about it. But like the screens in the living room were just filthy. I remember that sister, like, making mention that they were filthy. I was like, yeah, I'm getting new windows, so that's why I just kind of let them be. She's like, but in the meantime, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna help you wash your windows. If you came over and helped them wash them, then she never came and continued to come to my house and not say a word. It sounded good. It was something to be said so that I would agree to you coming back the next week. Just, it's all lip service. Yeah, they do. Won't give you $1. I'm reading your I'm reading in my head. Maybe I should be reading out loud, but I'm responding to what TW said about Watchtower. Yeah, there you go. And if you, yeah, definitely don't work for free, but if you're gonna do some volunteer work, let it be something that you want to do and not being forced to do. You know what I mean? And that was one thing I never understood. I was like, why we don't help people? Like the church I grew up in, I think once a month they had like a clothes where if you were homeless or whatever, you needed clothes, you could come and pick out clothes from what they, what was donated. And then I think once a month they opened up like the food pantry. You know what I'm saying? It was something to try to help the people in the community, right? And I never understood that. And whenever there was a natural disaster, I never understood that from the platform they would say, from the society or whatever they were saying, greetings, brothers, designate that money to the worldwide work and we will distribute it. And then when the friends would get picked, because any and everybody couldn't go. So even though your heart might have been like, let me go help these people with this tornado, let me go help these people with the hurricane, they gonna pick who get to go. And then you don't get picked because you ain't X, Y, and Z, even though your heart is compelled to go help these people. Then they always will come back with the, we went down to help these friends, but then the people in the neighborhood, so we, gave them a little something. It was just all bull crap. It's just all bull crap. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to read. Make sure I didn't miss nothing. Yep. And see, that's a shame, Hannah, that, that's why that's how you felt growing up, because of just that constant. That's why it's so important what you tell yourself. I got a saying, that goes something like, what do I say? Yes, you should care what others say, but what's most important is what you say to yourself. I try to tell people this all the time. If somebody tells you from the time you even know what language is that you're ugly, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're stupid, you ugly, you stupid. By the time you 12, can't nobody tell you nothing different. And then if they do tell you something different, then you like glued to them like a magnet. You know what I'm saying? Even though they could be, just trying to manipulate you. So it is a lot to be said about how we're raised, how people, pour into us, and things of that nature. As a little kid, it's true. It's true. I plan to do a video on this about how people struggle, right, when they come out and trying to choose a path to improve themselves, like career wise, right? Because if you think about it, the longer you were in there, or the more indoctrinated you were, and you constantly hearing you're a good for nothing slave, you're a good for nothing slave, you're a good for nothing slave, you don't think you good for nothing. It's words are very powerful. Mm-hmm. No, they won't help. Yeah, they treat them like crap. Not a one. None of them. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm responding to TW's response. Like, I know I'm willing to put good money. My grandma used to always tell me to never say never, but I'm willing to put pretty good money on if I knew the truth, about the truth. I wouldn't have. And it was enough red flags, but then you have to give yourself grace, um, you have to give yourself grace sometime, and just accept the win that you were able to wake up and still, live life on your own terms. But yeah, if I had known, and I remember asking Sister Righteous when we got to that part in the book where it talked about this fellowship, and I said, well, what if a person just had a moment of weakness, or they, this, and that, it's just that one time. And she was like, well, what? And she just kept on. But that bugged me, because it was just like, you just cut people off for one mistake, just, and definitely if I had known about the 1975, and definitely if I knew about people unaliving themselves because they couldn't, lie to themselves no more and stay in and they whole family. Like I told y'all in the video, well, maybe I didn't tell her. Can't remember what I told in the video, but Sister Righteous has or had, I don't know, because I don't talk to these people, but she had 2 sons. I had never known, ever, no evidence of them at all in her home. Never spoke about them. I thought she just had 3 daughters. So just imagine when I found out she got 5 kids. So she got grandkids that she don't talk to because the daddies got this fellowship when they were teenagers. I was like, that's some nasty work. That's some nasty work. I just couldn't imagine. I got some real humdingers in my family, and I might not fool with them on a regular, but I just don't act like they don't exist. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You birth these two human beings, and you just like whatever. Jehovah said you are not alive. It's crazy. Yeah, so many lies and deception. Because it's not the true organization. And guess what, guys? What I've learned, it's another channel called Cults to Consciousness. Now, initially, I think when they started their channel, it was more about, because I don't know if the husband was, but the wife was Mormon, just like I guess regular Latter-day Saints Mormon. But then she woke up and left and things like that. And so initially when the channel started, they did a lot of like ex-Mormon stories and things of that nature. But then over time, people of all kind of backgrounds, all kind of religions, all kind of one-off, cult organizations and things of that nature. She be doing some really good interviews over there. And it's not just Jehovah's Witnesses out here saying that they the only true religion. I've discovered that watching her channel. It is a lot of them that are, of different. They not just, we tend to hear that over here, like more like Christian Bible, but even like in Islam, is they, certain, I guess, sections feel like, hey, we're the true religion, So everybody out here think they got the truth. And this is where I should have stayed with my philosophy growing up, that it's a little bit of probably positive, like yin and yang, in every religion. You just take, what makes you better. Like I should have stuck with that mindset versus letting myself be duped. Hey, watch out loud, you. Okay. Every time they had a local needs about higher education, I always felt like it was directed towards me. And I'm like, why are y'all having this? But then it's like, I guess in hindsight, we did have quite a few who were going to be starting to graduate. So maybe that's what it was too. But here's the other thing though, that I don't know if we focus in enough on the higher education. It's not so much what the higher education could do money wise. It's the fact that it's something that will cause you to have to think for yourself, that will, cause some separation. Like if you all caught my interview on Awaken Truth channel, and I talked about being in nursing school and how that separation from the hall, because I got to study, because I didn't pay this tuition, I didn't took these student loans out and things of that nature. I ain't got time to be coming up to the Kingdom Hall, because yes, that time I could be studying. I think it's bigger than what we think on the surface. It's because if people go, like they try to make it seem like, oh, going away. No, going away, it ain't like, oh, they just about to lose their mind. It's because you can't determine if they go into the hall or not. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Because It ain't no different if they go to the community college. So why are you okay with that? But they probably really not okay with that. But they gotta, I guess, give at some point. Oh, absolutely, Anita. They do think they God. Come out of Babylon, my people. Don't worry about it. Uh, yes, education helps. Cause you to critically think. They don't want you to think. Absolutely. Yep. Yep. So true. This has been great, ladies. This has been absolutely great. Um, I'm about to get myself off of here and start doing some work. But I'll be back. What's today? Wednesday. I'll be back. I don't know if y'all know, but on Thursdays for like the last month or so, I've been going live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And that is called Tell Me Something Good Thursday. Because with everything going on in the world, let's come together, talk about, something good, fun, positive, or whatever. So if you remember, I usually try to like post on. Do y'all see the community? Well, they don't call it community post now, but do y'all? I guess it's just like a regular post, and it's usually like a picture or something like that that creators share as a reminder. But yeah, come over, say hi, even if you can't stay. Come share your wins. So that's what I'm hoping to turn that live into, where people come talk about their wins. You know, something positive, something funny, just to try to get us through the last days of the last days of the final part of the last days. Oh, Lord have mercy. So, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get over here. All right, TW, I am. I'm gonna get through this week, and I'm gonna be on it. I'm gonna be on it. I have so many content ideas, that I just got to get them out, get them edited, and posted. So I'm gonna be on it. I think y'all gonna definitely enjoy it, and we're gonna have a good time over here. And so again, yeah, I've enjoyed all of you all today. Um, if you're interested, in being interviewed for the Despite series that I want to roll out, and it don't have to be XJW story. It could be anything that you feel like you've overcame that could benefit somebody by hearing your story. And I will work. We can come up a way that we don't have to show your face. That'll help my technology, skills grow as well. So we got that. So if you're interested in that, or you want to connect, offline, or talk, or tell your story, or, just something you might not want to share here, you can go over to the Instagram, which is same old T underscore the number 2, inbox me your email or what have you, and I'll reach out to you. What else? So I told you about Thursday Live, Despite, and I think that's it. I'm sitting up here looking crazy, but y'all enjoy the rest of y'all. What you say? I must have missed something. I'm just trying to see what you said. Um, um, you said, Anita, my parents said that crazy mess to me. I was like, not me. True about the kids that did get baptized. Go figure. What you mean, Anita? I know I was about to get off of here, but what did I miss? I don't know. I don't know who you responded to, or if you responded to something I said. So now I just want to know before I get off. Before I get off of here, what y'all got planned for the rest after the noon? I'm gonna be productive, especially while these two jokers is asleep. Okay, so your siblings got baptized, but you never did. I got you. I got you. Yeah, yeah. So ain't that crazy? I'm assuming your comment is kind of like piggybacking off of what I said about that sister. Um, isn't that crazy that if her two sons had never gotten baptized, and got in trouble, she probably would have still had somewhat of a relationship with him because she'd been trying to win him over. You know, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, I I know I said I'm gonna get off of here. It's just I don't know. The whole thing is just weird. I have um I have a JW who she was the only one who came to my engagement party. She was like, I don't care what the brother said. I'm gonna come, and she came in later in life too. We play a game on and share the results on Facebook on her Facebook page every day. But because now her husband in and she kind of doubling down in it, it seems like I wonder if she knew about this channel, would we still be doing that? And it's like, what changed? I'm not talking about you. I'm not, I'm giving my criticism and commentary about my experience and what I observed. So what, it's like I would be like, what changed? What changed? You know? But I know what would have changed. Cause it's like, oh, I just thought you left. Everybody always want people to be quiet. Be quiet. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. No, that's how a lot of us got in certain situations because we didn't talk about it. That's right. Live the productive life. You said they were. All right, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all 6 more minutes. Exactly. It is. It is. It is. Girl, it's like, and just thinking about like, since we kind of talking about career and just trying to do better for yourself in life and things like that. It was this couple, and we was pretty tight. So I thought, we was cool. But every time they had a chance, they would take a dig at me and be like, "Well, she got it, this, that, and the third." And it's like, you too can have it if you decide to go get you some type of paper to elevate your life versus only working a job that's going to allow you to make the meetings. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be, I feel like a pretty generous person. I don't mind picking up, the tab. I have friends that's how we do. We would just go, it was just, it's your turn, it's your turn, it's your turn, it's your turn. And it wasn't like, well, last time the bill was $60, but this time it's $7. It wasn't like that. And so, and these are my friends, not that was witnesses. So I had that same mindset kind of going in. But then I realized, especially with this couple, they was taking advantage. So I remember one time, I don't know, either we went out in service and got done real quick because it was a bunch of do not calls or whatever. So I said, hey, y'all want to go get breakfast or whatever? And they like, yeah, cool. They ordered their food, this and that. Tab come, and the husband passed it to me. So I'm thinking, oh, you want me to see how much mine is? They never got their wallet out or nothing like that. And so they just kind of went on, like never, like, oh. So I ended up bringing it up. I went on and paid. It wasn't that much. It was like one of them little diners. And I said, was y'all gonna give me y'all's later or what? And they was like, the husband's like, oh, I thought because you had said, did you want to go to breakfast that you was picking it up? And that's when I realized like these jokers ain't worth 2 cents. They ain't worth 2 cents. And I used to get a lot of that, a lot of that. And it's like you knew doggone well me just saying, hey, y'all want to go get some breakfast didn't mean that I was, treating. But it was just like the nerve. Girl, exactly, Anita. For no reason. With a candy cigarette in your mouth. Baby, all you can do is struggle. That's why, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Girl, yes. They said, well, you had asked, so we figured that you was gonna pick up the tab. And then it just made me play back like, yeah, they always looking for me to pick up the tab. And like I say, because they have it, the mayor of Chicago putting the salaries out there, it confirmed for them what they suspected. I'm single. I have 2 degrees. I've been teaching for what at that time probably 10 years or so. Yeah, yeah. Was a landlord. I had a couple of rental properties at that time. Yeah, and I always kept a side hustle. Yeah, I'm single with a dog. I should have some money. Just crazy. Yeah, it's just a trip. It's a trip. It's really sad. It's really sad. And now, well, I think the wife is working a part-time job. I think she's trying to pioneer, and the husband just keep kind of jumping from, self-employment type opportunity to self-employment opportunity. And it's just like, go get a certificate, go get a CDL, go, it don't have to be a college degree. Go do something that is gonna be stable. But hey, I can't tell people what to do. I just worry about myself. They might not be upset with the baggy pants. It's the tight European cuts they can't stand. Ooh, Lord. Hmm. Yeah, people are trip. People are trip. Even the ones we share DNA with. Absolutely. Y'all, this has by far been the best live I've ever done. Girl. I'm gonna tell y'all when I didn't how I found out that they had started letting them wear beards. I only probably got a handful of Facebook friends that's witnesses. Because I had got rid of everybody when the elder told me like not to include people, or let I guess share that I had got engaged to a non-witness guy. And uh so some of them was like, hey, what's going on? They was like, oh, I don't care, I still want to be friends. In hindsight, that could have been true, but also probably just keep a tab on me. But one of the ladies, um she only hang out with like JWs. So I'm going, just scrolling on Facebook, and then I see that she's at some type of wedding, and I started looking at the pictures, trying to see if it's anybody I knew, and all the men had goatees and beards and all this stuff. And I said, oh, she didn't went to a worldly wedding. And then I think later on that week, I got on Facebook. I mean, got on YouTube, and everybody was commenting on that. You would think people will wake up. You would think people will wake up. That men will wake up and say, so now it's okay for me to have a beard. And women would wake up and say, oh, now it's okay for me to wear pants. I would love to know the number of people who that woke them up. But the rest of them just see it as a blessing from Jehovah. Jehovah made the light clearer. And there's so many brothers out here with a beard, and it's helping them look better. It is. I ain't gonna lie. That beard has helped a lot of them. Okay. Exactly. Exactly. Mm, mm, mm. A thought that keeps coming to my head is I wish I had of course never got involved in, but then I had to say, you know what, everything um you know, I ain't gonna say everything. A lot of times we have to go through stuff to make it to the other side or have a different kind of reward. So this is what makes me be at peace with my short time in the witnesses is that had I not became a witness, I wouldn't have met Sister Sassy. Um, because of her, I end up going to a jury party. And at that jury party, I decided to start selling the jury. And so my teacher friends started hosting parties for me. And from there, I met one of my closest and dearest friends. And from her, I met my husband. And so it's like if I had to spend that time as a JW for that, those things to occur to end up with him, then it was worth it, you know? That's why they let them have the beards. That's not what they telling them though, is it? Yeah, all the inconsistencies. I can't even remember what year. Y'all, when they started doing the broadcasting, I was already tuned out. So I guess I was physically in, mentally 75% out, going through the motions a little bit. Because when they started doing the broadcast, I can't even remember what year that was. And, people would come up, did you see the broadcast? I didn't even know where to go to get the broadcast. Like I was so tuned out. I would be just sitting there thinking about all the other things just to get through the 2 hours. Cause I was just like, I don't know what's going on, but this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? they never had a problem with comb overs. That's so funny. Yeah, you got plenty men who they will hold on to their life versus just go bald. Just shave it and be done. You know? Oh, this has by far been the best live I've done since I started going live. And I just thought I was gonna come on here to encourage y'all to surrender when it's things out of your control and know when to pivot. And we done had a whole good time. A whole good time. Well, why are you looking at me like that? Girl, these dogs are something else, I swear. All right, guys, let me get on off of here and start doing some work. For real, for real. It ain't too bad. Look like it's about to rain. Y'all have a great rest of your day. And I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. All right. Peace. Thank you. Kingston, go on somewhere.